I really want someone to end up just like coming into Noah's life and being like, so like, you say beans a lot?
When you finally get to the end of the game and Fortnite Ninja walks out, looks you dead in the eye and says, but Jackson, you can play it anywhere.
You can already play it anyway.
That's the whole point. Nice job, guys. You know, that was a clean.
Who wants to
clean
intro
clap.
today?
Do it, Noah. Go for it.
I intro a lot, so hey everybody.
Only cold open.
Hey guys, welcome back to Off the Air. Those are my other two co-hosts who don't know how to wait their damn turn.
What do you, I'm Noah, and I know how to wait my turn.
Yeah, what are you gonna do,
bud?
I'm Dan. I'm the one who does know how to wait their turn.
You interrupted, and you talked over me, and you already introduced yourself. I don't know how that means you know how to wait your turn.
Pretty sure it means I know how to wait my turn. The audience will decide. They know what's up. They understand. They get it.
And then there's Jackson. Say hi, Jackson.
Yeah, say if the audience thinks anything positive about you, then they do not know what's up, and they do not get it.
Listen. Emma, I don't remember what the hell Emma said earlier this week, but she gave me the only compliment I get on this show. That's all I need. Listen.
Which is that she approves of everything you say on podcast and was very clear to say what you say off podcast she does not agree with.
What do you say off podcast? Do you say the N-word?
He just says a lot
Noah.
of dumb. He just says a lot of dumb stuff. Dumb stuff like empanada or whatever the heck that impadink.
Yeah, how dare you say empanada?
No, not empanada.
Rat bastard.
Impadink or whatever the heck that new Pokemon is that just looks like a gremlin.
It's a fucking
I hate
aesthetic. It's me.
I absolutely hate it.
Don't you talk about my boy like that, okay?
It just looks like someone took Sableye and was like, let's make this worse and ugly.
I
It's hot
don't talk
pink
shit.
and gray.
I don't talk shit. I don't talk shit on your fucking wool boy, okay? Don't talk shit on my fucking gremlin.
Who?
Wooloo is everyone's friend.
That thing.
Not necessarily my boy.
He's a good boy. I won't even joke.
Yeah,
He's a
Wooloo is
good
everyone's
good
friend.
fucking boy.
So you don't talk shit on Wooloo because you can't. There's nothing to talk shit on. Fluffy.
I mean, that's not true. I can find something. It won't be something good, but it'll be something.
Impa looks terrible. And the lack of national decks I find quite unsettling.
I saw someone talking about that. As somebody who doesn't play Pokemon, what the hell is that?
Okay, so basically it's as such. Pokemon, first of all, is making Pokemon sleep and Pokemon woke. That's not true. But they're making like Pokemon sleep, which no one knows what it is. And they're also making Pokemon home, which is like an app that you can transfer things from your 3DS to your phone and from your phone to your Switch. Why?
That's sick.
Because Nintendo is really convinced that they need to have things that go from your phone to your Switch because their voice communications app is such a resounding success that everyone loves and uses. So they're just trying to do that with Pokemon. They're trying to force you to interact with your phone to your console. They are also so the Galar region Pokemon Dex has let's say 400 Pokemon in it. So there are 400 Pokemon you can find in the Galar region. And I don't know if that's the right number. It might be way less. It might be a little bit more. But that's just kind of like a number I'm using here. So let's say there's 400 Pokemon you can find in the region. Mm-hmm. That means those are the only 400 Pokemon you can get in that game, period.
Ooh, don't like that.
Precisely. Every other Pokemon game has had it where you can get every Pokemon from a previous game. Now you can't catch them all, but you can transfer them over if you've got them. If I catch, Solgaleo on my 3DS, I can trade that to, the Galar region if it was a normal game. But if he's not in that dex, I can no longer trade that to my Switch. So I can't get that in the new games. Which means there are about half of the Pokemon that you just straight up cannot get on this game. Which means, because it's the first game on the Switch, and it's the first Pokemon game on the Switch because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are an absolute resounding disaster.
Really?
That I hate.
Heard people enjoy them.
They're so goddamn bad.
Really? Huh.
It's like, imagine if someone took a franchise with over 800 unique Pokemon that are all pretty cool in different regions and aesthetics and was like, let's just remake the first one and not include anything new.
Yeah, who would do
No.
that?
I have heard a theory that I think might actually hold a little true, which is every time, a new game comes out, the hardcore dudes transfer in their favorite team and they work with the same Pokemon for all the games that they possibly can. And this is their way of trying to...
That's how they want to have fun.
That's not
let
really
them
the
have
hardcore
fun.
dudes do that. I'm not going to lie. Hardcore dudes would not do that unless they're just not wanting to have fun.
Let me rephrase that. Dudes that think they're hardcore dudes but actually aren't, and they just like playing the same team forever, will transfer in their favorites and then just kind of roll with that and not explore explore enough of the new Pokemon. And that this
when you
is
transfer, sorry, go ahead.
and that this is a strategy to make people utilize all their new Pokemon, and then in like 6 months, something will come out that allows you to access or something like that.
Well, most of the time, here's how that works. There is a regional dex and a national dex. This game does not contain a national dex. It only has a regional dex. Most games only have the national dex. Once you beat the game and get to the post game, you unlock, or they have the national dex, but only in the post game. So Gen 5 or Black and White, and that is a region in which, like the Unova region, there are only new Pokemon. So you cannot get a Pokemon from a previous game until you beat the game. So that did that right there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. I like that.
But and then after you beat the game, you can get every Pokemon through the trade backs.
Yeah, once you...
They just took that later part
makes
out.
sense.
And they're also bringing, this isn't going to be all new Pokemon. They're going to have their money makers in there, which is unfortunate because if you're going to have any previous Pokemon, might as well put all of them in there. Just maybe gate them past a certain point in the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But to just deny putting them in there is really weird.
And they
especially
said,
for
and they
a
specifically said that
multi-billion-dollar
it's not
franchise.
there at all. It's not. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
They haven't confirmed it's never happening, but it's not there, and I don't believe it's in the works. So they might do it, but
That's unfortunate. That kind of stuff is like my favorite thing about any video game is being able to, like, once you beat the game, go and like 100% get all the things forever.
Yeah, and it's just weird that, like, let's say you have a favorite Pokemon you've had since Gen 2, because you can. Like, if I caught like a Stantler in Silver, I can still have that same exact Stantler on my 3DS in Pokemon Ultra Sun.
Does it transfer over like its level as well, or just the actual Pokemon itself?
Yeah. So it'll be level, like by that point in time, you're going to have a level 100 Pokemon.
Why is this Stantler dummy thick? I don't like this. This thing's weird.
Stantler's my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's its tail.
Sure it
Big
is.
doubt.
Guarantee what you think is like a butt is its tail. Stantler's my favorite Pokemon,
In this
actually.
better looking art, I can tell that, but in this Pokemon style art, it definitely just looks like a butt.
Yeah, Stantler's cool. It was my favorite Pokemon as a kid, and it still is. So, let me see this art here. Yeah, that's like the official art from way back in the day. That does not really. That's clearly like a puffy tail. That's my boy right there, Stantler. And like, let's say you've had it since Gen 2, you can transfer from your Game Boy Color to your Game Boy Advance. You can trade from your Game Boy Advance to your DS, from your DS to your 3DS, and now it just gets to stay there. Not indefinitely, because the next game might have a national dex, and maybe the Galar region will eventually get a national dex, but it's just a really unfortunate oversight that is just like further proof that they're disenfranchising a lot of players who have cared for a long time in favor of a faster development cycle and a focus more on the best-selling characters. If your favorite Pokemon's like Espeon or like Raichu or Eevee, you're golden. Like, that's going to be the game.
You're also basic as fuck.
Yeah, nah. Whatever you like is what you like.
Oh, that's Espeon.
Yeah, so like, if one of your favorite Pokemon is a very popular Pokemon, you're golden. Like, it's going to be in the game, you're fine. But it just like screws over, and I care more than most people because my favorite Pokemon is Stantler, which is a Pokemon that does not necessarily see a lot of attention, much like half of the Pokemon out there. So it's kind of like going to very likely not be seen in this game and not be attainable in the game, which means that if I want to trade one over from my 3DS, I just won't be able to.
That's unfortunate.
But you can trade any Pokemon from your 3DS to your phone, and it cannot go back. It's stuck there forever until they put a National Dex on the Switch. So that's cool, right?
I mean, yeah, it definitely does seem like an oversight, but like that seems like such an oversight that like I think Noah probably is onto something about like 6 months whatever in they're gonna add it in, because that just seems foolish. Like it just seems ridiculously silly to not.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee released with a $50 controller that contained Mew, right? And that was pretty much all it did. It has one button on it, and it's just like an A button basically, and a little joystick you can move around.
It's the little Pokeball, right?
That controller will not be usable in the new games.
That's stupid.
They don't care, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
But they don't. No matter what they do, the games are going to sell millions of copies.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's kind of like I like the games, and I'll probably play it just because like, man, why not? It'll probably be fun. Mm-hmm. But and that's the problem is like the Pokemon fans for years, every time a game comes out and has problems, they're like, hey, we don't want this problem. We want to like call it out and talk about it. But then they still buy the game because they still care enough about like the franchise and the player base and the community that they want to be part of it and they want to play it. But they also know what's best and they want to like say some things and offer some solutions. But then people at the Pokemon company are just like, they still bought it though, so it must have been great. It's just a lack of listening to feedback. And
that's really unfortunate.
it's almost like the Pokemon Company is constantly trying to win back those like absolute douche lords who think that the first 150 Pokemon are the only good ones.
Ew, why?
Like
Why?
Because
Why?
they're convinced that those people will be the ones who will like make like rocket like the franchise back into like a. I mean, for example, my brother-in-law does not think there are any good Pokemon outside of the official 150 from the first game.
Is he the dumb?
And yeah, and he's not dumb. He's a cool guy, but he bought Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because it's the original generation. He's like, I can buy this. I played this as a kid. It's cool. It's just a nostalgia grab. The game itself wasn't inventive. The catching was kind of fun, but it just felt like they wanted to put Pokemon Go onto a console. And the fact that you can't just like sit at your desk and play the game, you have to like be able to like swing your arm wherever you're at to play. Like it's just a really big inconvenience.
Yeah,
and
I can see how that's that's. It's just sad. That's all. Like I like that. That's fucked up.
And they've just been doing this. They've been doing this pretty much for every game for a little while. I think Gen 6 is probably the last one that I would consider a really, really good Pokemon game. I actually think it's the best. And then like the Gen 7, like the Alola, was pretty good, but it wasn't like necessarily my favorite. They like took out the Mega Evolutions and replaced them with Z moves, which no one really cared for. And
I remember hearing about that.
I thought they liked the Z moves.
Not really, because they don't. You can only use them once per like battle, and you have to equip an item, so you can't use your equip slot. And it's just like I'd rather have my Pokemon turn into like Mega Ball, but like maybe Mega Venusaur. That looks way cooler. And it feels cooler than just being like Grass Storm, which if you put on the Grass Stone on any Pokemon, it's the same move.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel as good. And they're bringing those back, and they're not bringing back Mega Evolutions.
But Jackson, you can have your boy be a giant.
You can make your guy be a giant.
But Jackson, you can play it anywhere.
You can already play it anyway.
That's the whole point.
I know we did talk already about how we weren't really going to talk about E3, but that I was watching a lot of it with N64, and our favorite thing about the Xbox conference was just the fact that they were really pushing the fact that you could play it anywhere, which we thought it was really funny because like that was the Switch came out and they're like, you can play it anywhere, everyone. Yeah, Xbox, you can play it anywhere, everyone.
Wait, what do they mean you can play it anywhere?
They have this new thing set up so you can stream. You can stream to your phone. Yeah. Connect your controller to your phone. You stream to the phone and you play the game on your phone.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can like be on your phone playing like
Doom,
Gears of War or something.
Yeah, I think it would probably work best with single player, but it's kind of like the new Google
eats up a
thing.
lot of data though.
Exactly, it does take a lot of data,
and it probably kills your phone real fast. And it's this really small screen.
Exactly, but you can play it anywhere.
It would be fun if it was like maybe like a platformer, but even then, like I don't care that much about most games.
Yeah,
like I've had a Switch since they launched basically, and I've never like played it on like I very rarely will take it to like a coffee shop or something. Every once in a while, maybe I'll like play something with some friends and that. But like I don't really ever go out in public and just like hang out playing my Switch. I don't like go to the park and sit down on a bench and play my Switch.
I've taken it to work before.
Do that at home.
Me and Matt, the guy I work with, we played Smash Brothers for a little while. We played a few rounds of Mario Kart, and then we just got too busy to keep doing stuff like that. But it was really nice. I liked that, but at the same time, it's not really something that I have a strong desire to do because I just don't like bringing my game console out because I don't want a bunch of kids to ask me if they can play.
Yeah, I like the Switch a lot though. Well, have you never been asked the classic? You got any games on your phone?
No.
See, I haven't been asked that, but I have had a kid see my Switch sitting next to me at my barber station saying, what's that? And I'm like, it's a Switch. He's like, I thought it was a Switch. Whose is it? And I'm like, it's mine. It's like, oh, well, what games do you have? And it usually turns into them like just really roundabout asking if they can play on my Switch, and their mom saying no before I can say no.
Good on them. Good on the mom for shutting that shit down.
I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys reminded me of all the E3 shit now. I'm just doing a quick scroll through of all the stuff. I mean,
I don't know anything about E3.
It was an okay E3. I mean, a lot of people I feel like gave a lot of companies a lot of shit for like, oh, you didn't release whatever, and I'm like, guys, everybody had something. Nobody came out with literally nothing.
Didn't Twitch streaming go into the public bathrooms with his camera rolling?
Oh, he did. Fucking
Twitch streaming.
Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah,
that's his name.
Of course he did. Yeah. The man is just a walking disaster.
He got banned from Twitch now.
Again, thank goodness. It's not like also, the first time he's been banned from Twitch,
he got
though.
his E3 badge taken away.
He did get his E3
badge. Oh yeah, I mean, he'll probably
get
reinstated in like a week.
I mean, it's almost like he makes a lot of money for the company.
He does, but also like his viewer base isn't like singular.
No, it's constantly shrinking.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's been.
I thought it bounced back huge after his whole like scandal.
That's when it bounces back. It bounces back every time he makes a huge mistake, and then he makes another huge mistake when his viewer base is dying. That's what he does.
I don't know. I'm always real skeptical of people who are like, oh, they did it on purpose. Like
He did it multiple times in the
Dr.
same day,
Disrespect-
going to
yeah,
a
no,
public
he-
bathroom with a camera. That sounds like he did that on purpose.
I think he went into the bathroom on purpose. I just think he didn't fucking think about it. Like he literally, I don't think it even just crossed his mind.
I think he did, but
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't watch him, so like this is all
I
pure
don't either.
conjecture, and I just find it. It's like the same thing to people who are like, oh, you know, the Sonic fucking movie devs, they really wanted to get all this hype, and so they released a bad trailer with a bad like character design. So that
That's
people would
probably not
want to
true.
like do the. So that people
See,
would
that
want to do
one-
the new
that
one.
I don't believe that.
my take on why I think it was probably either planned or at least he was aware of the effect it could have is like you don't succeed in a viral marketing environment unless you have some know-how. Like you can't be dumb enough to walk into a public bathroom multiple times in a single day with two people, both of whom are commentating and one of whom is holding a camera. Like you can't do that multiple times in a single day and not be somewhat aware of the effect that might have on not only the thousands of people watching, but also on the platform, like in the legality and the terms of service. Like you can't succeed in that environment and then proceed to not know anything about that environment. That's my take. I think
That's a fair take. That's a fair take.
It's too convenient for him to have not known.
Last
fair.
time, his first big controversy was when he confessed to infidelity and he took a brief hiatus and he came back. And that one actually did damage him because he was like ranked number 16 on Twitch at the time. But he has since then continued on doing something dumb from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, and I don't really keep up with like the hype circles in Twitch just because I don't play those kind of games. Like I don't play Fortnite or any shooter games really, so I'm not really aware of what's going on. I just know the big names like Fortnite Ninja, which is pretty cool that he was born with the first name Fortnite.
Right? What a coincidence that they
Yeah,
also
really,
made a
he had
game
it.
called Fortnite that he happens
It was
to be
actually
good at.
based off of him.
Which
It's
came
called
first, the
Fortnite.
Fortnite or the egg?
The Fortnite or the Ninja, I think is what you mean.
No,
My
I know what I
favorite
said.
thing is when you finally get to the end of the game and Fortnite Ninja walks out, looks you dead in the eye, and says, "We're all Fortnite Ninja now."
He did say that actually.
That looks you dead in the eye and says, "You done did good, kid."
No, he definitely didn't say that.
He says we're all Fortnite Ninja now, and then he dabs.
And then he swears at everyone, referring to it as an epic gamer moment.
That does sound like an epic gamer moment.
Oh, for sure.
Do you think he says any racial slurs?
I mean,
No, but he
probably.
does stream when he's drunk by accident. Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
who would do something like that? God,
Yeah, but you've done it on purpose, and you have the
Yeah,
decency to
that's
not
fair.
turn on a face cam.
that's true. Nobody needs to see that.
Yeah, I get if I think there's no level of drunk Jackson where he's dumb enough to do certain things that take a series of actions all walking in the wrong direction the entire time. I don't usually get that bad. Call me lucky, but
What he just got drunk while streaming? Is that like the because you said something like it was
he actually got streamed while drunking.
No, that
okay.
is actually what happened.
I know. That's why I said it like that. Big brain.
Yeah, no, apparently he started streaming by accident and he looked real rough, you know. I don't know. I don't want to guess at what actually happened because I don't
PCP.
actually it was definitely hard drugs though. I don't want to assume, but you know, it was hard drugs.
What kind?
Oh,
yeah.
probably
No, tell us everything you know about the hard drugs.
Well, here's
it was probably PCP. I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
want to point out anything, but you know.
like I just am confused as like what drug makes you look like that? Like it's just like
Life.
a lot of
See,
coke, but
it also
wouldn't that
just
like
kind of-
hyper focus you?
I'm
to an
sure
extent?
there's some sort of like editing that was done to like the most popular picture that you see of him because it's very his eyes are just so red, but I don't know. He kind of looks like he was just crying for like a week.
Who wouldn't be? In this
Same.
economy?
What a mood.
You probably didn't get that victory royale.
I've never gotten that victory royale and I've never
Damn,
stopped
bro,
crying.
that's a big L. Hold that L, fam.
I hate this
Although-
bit. It's a good bit, but I hate it.
I'm sorry. Looking at Sad Ninja though reminds me of a conversation I was having the other day.
Sudden is what they called me in high school.
I apologize. This is a bit of a hard topic shift, and I didn't mean it to be like this abrupt.
No, you're good. Go
And
off
now
with
you're
your
good.
sad ninja
We've
topic.
literally exhausted
I am
all
con-
I want
I-
to talk about for Twitch streamers.
I'm also
Who are much more
curious
successful
as-
than me.
Let's see. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can find I'm gonna search on my old blog to try and find this because Nina and I were talking the other day, and somehow my freaking blog came up, and it reminded me of this album that I used to listen to a lot. I don't think I've ever talked to you guys about Karak Angren,
No.
but
Probably have not.
I think I definitely have not. But they're a symphonic black metal band. So they're like your black metal sounds, the harsh guitars, screaming and everything, but they have like an orchestra underneath them. It's actually really, really neat music. And what do you call? Back in 2015, they released this album called This Is No Fairy Tale. And the whole thing was kind of like a modern take on the Hansel and Gretel story. Except
I don't like the way you said Hansel and Gretel.
I don't either, but I was gonna let it slide.
I was
Why?
not. I thought about making a slide and then I couldn't.
what was wrong with the way I said it?
Say it again.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Why?
the entire the problem with it was that in the context of the sentence, everything else was said normal, but then you said those two words with an accent, and it just like is weird.
I apologize. There's some things that just...
No, don't ever apologize for being yourself. Just be better. Okay.
Apologize
Well,
for
fine,
being yourself and also be better.
I was going to say I apologize. There's just some words that I say with an accent and there's nothing I can do about it, but I guess I won't anymore.
Actually, every 6 words I say with an Irish accent,
I've just...
it's very troubling.
Fucking heck. Anyway, this album is I think it's a really good time. I'm also 100% aware that most everyone listening to this probably will not think it's a good time, but it's, I don't know, it's this just nightmare trip from beginning to end of these kids in an abusive household that run away, and then they find this, clown who thinks he's possessed by the spirit of an evil witch,
I love it, dude. I love clowns.
right? And then the clown eats one of the children and
Oh, that sounds like a bad thing for a clown to do. Not
then
very
feeds
funny.
the child to the other child.
That's not very funny either.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like
I
a
don't
bad
know.
clown. He seems like
I didn't say it was funny.
well, I'm just saying like that. Like you say, he's a clown, but he seems like he's doing a pretty bad job at being a clown.
Yeah,
seems
no.
like he's just killing people.
I'll accept that he's doing a very bad job at being a clown.
Clowns are supposed to be funny.
Have you guys ever actually seen a funny clown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my uncle's brother, uncle's somebody as a clown,
You're
and he's great.
cool.
How do you get that kind of job? Is there
You
like
go
a
to
clown
you-
job board?
You go to clown college and you become a clown that's registered with the state.
Was that a thing? I can't tell if,
there's
you-
like
if
a
there's
State
a bit.
comrade.
I don't think, maybe not the state. There is a clown registry
Oh.
where you register your name and your face paint.
That's okay. That's actually so it's like a coat of arms, except not
Yeah.
because it's a
It
clown.
is.
That way you don't like copy someone else too heavily.
Actually, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
2 clowns. One is a feudal lordship, and the other is funny. Coat of arms, face paint. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not a bad idea.
I hate both.
we go.
I'm just kidding. I love funny clowns, but I hate feudal lords. And I also love lasagna, but I hate Mondays.
Have you guys seen
this
the
riddle.
explosion
Solve
of
this
the?
riddle. Who am I?
Have you guys seen the explosion of the of our I'm sorry John lately?
What?
I'm
Have you guys
not
seen
subbed
those?
to I'm sorry, John.
I don't use Reddit.
That's right, you don't. So fuck it. I'll introduce the world.
I-
By the world, I mean all like 10 people who don't know about it.
Can I finish talking about this album
Go for
first?
it. Sorry, I'll talk about it afterwards. I apologize. I'll talk about somebody remind me in like 30 seconds.
It's literally only like 10 seconds more that I have to say. It's just a really fun, creepy album to listen to. If you can, listen to it while also reading along with the lyrics to make sure you get the full weird effect of it. Because the first time I listened to it, it put me in a really weird place for like a week.
Damn.
So yeah, no, it's a fun thing. All right, go ahead. Your turn.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, speaking of weird things, boom. See, flawless transition.
Is it just Cosmic
freaking
Horror
heck.
Garfield?
Yeah, it's Cosmic Horror Garfield. That's essentially what it is, and I fucking love it. It's gotten a little lazier lately, but it's real good. It's essential. It literally is. Yeah, it's just cosmic monstrosity Garfield. Pulling from like a lot of the thing. I get a lot of the Cthulhu and a lot of the thing out of it.
I really like this
personally,
one
my
that's
favorite
Peter
take-
Griffin as Garfield.
Our dog, Brian Griffin,
This makes
is
me
dead.
freaking so angry. But the other ones are good.
I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't looked. But oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, no, that one's garbage. But
See, rather than cosmic horror, I'm more a fan of the implication that something that seems and acts and has historically acted normal has some like intense cosmic power.
Mm-hmm.
That's always my favorite.
like
for example,
like a
Kirby.
certain dog friend.
What?
Shaggy and Scooby is where I was going with that. But go on. Sorry, it's fine.
Wait, does Scooby have an immense immortal power?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I feel like if you hang around with a god long enough, you eventually, get some of its powers. That's usually how it works. Osmosis and all that.
My implication was more like Kenneth from 30 Rock.
I did not watch
He's
any
sort of
30
the-
Rock, so But go
It's
on.
pretty funny. He's throughout the entire series like implied to like occasionally they'll just imply that he's like some like abysmally horrifying like ancient deity. But it's pretty funny. It's pretty much that's the whole bit they do. But he just has like an innocent appearance and he's just like a friendly little Jesus boy.
Oh yeah, Jack McBrayer.
Yeah.
Okay. I fucking love Jack McBrayer. He's very funny.
He's also infinitely powerful and has existed since beyond time. It's gotta get old after a while, right?
Being immortal?
Yeah, we're just existing beyond time.
Have we
I
ever
don't know,
talked
man.
about that?
I feel like we have to have, but I feel like it's been a while.
Honestly, I find the concept of immortality to be terrifying. I would
find the
not want to
concept-
be on this earth forever.
I would do it because I'm immensely egotistical and incapable of love, according to my therapist. So yeah, why not?
See, I was gonna say that I find the idea of immortality by yourself to be terrifying. And immortality, we're assuming just like the cosmic immortality combined with like invincibility, you can't die. Like you can't die, full stop. Not you just can't you just live forever.
Yeah.
And we'll assume in this all the stupid like you kind of stay young but not too young and like yada yada blah 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 whatever fuck.
Yeah, you stay like you're
No
Like
genie bullshit basically.
I was gonna say the vampire immortality logic, where you're just paused, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been fascinated with the idea, especially like the older I get, the more I'm like, I've known for a long time that I'm never going to be able to experience even a fraction of the world like as a whole, as much as I want to try. And like immortality would give me all the time in the world to experience as much or as little of the world as I wanted. Like I would be essentially free to do whatever the hell I want because I could just go to a new place and experience that place and stay there for a few years, learn the people,
I would just
and then
jump
move
off
on.
a lot of really tall stuff.
Honestly, I feel like that would be a blast.
Yeah.
If I
You know
couldn't
what?
die from injuries, heck yeah, I would conquer all of my dumb fears, like my fear of heights. Freaking heck, dude, I'd be skydiving all the time.
I'm not even scared. I'd just do it just to see how it feels to hit the ground real hard.
I'm terrified of heights. I couldn't do that.
I went to the Erie Bicentennial Tower today.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Just went up to the top, stood there for a second.
It's a nice spot to take a little peek around.
Yeah, it was cool. I wish you could see over like the full lake and not just right into Presque Isle. Like, I don't get why everyone does that in Erie. They're like, hey, we're going to go sit right next to Presque Isle. We're going to open this lakefront business right next to Presque Isle so you can only see a tiny bit of lake and then you see trees. Like, why would you want to have a lake that you cannot look across and not have a place set up where you can just be there and not look across the full lake because the full lake is so big, but you just see like blue horizon? Why would you not want that to be the option? Why would you instead want to be like, hey, look, guys, small lake trees? It's dumb.
Yeah, no,
Makes no
honestly, that's
sense.
fair. I used to, I've talked about the cottages out on the lake that my family used to, or sometimes goes out to.
You told us stories about your parties.
Yeah, I used to grab these really nice binoculars that my brother had, and I would just stare at the coastline because I could swear I saw a factory across the lake. I was so sure I could see like smokestacks. And what is funnier to me now as an adult is realizing that there's definitely not just like Canadian industry right on the edge of the lake. Not right there, at least.
Might be, man.
No. There's not.
No,
Checked.
no, there's not.
Could have been back in the day.
Back in the
You
day
don't know,
when I was a wee child.
A long time ago, in the before times.
Yeah. Oh, freaking heck. I think I was like, I was probably like 7 when I did that. 8.
Yeah, see, it's
No,
been
I
a couple years.
guess I was a little bit older, probably like 10, because Jeff had some actual nice binoculars.
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. Noah one time saw a Canadian industry from the lake. It's real.
It's real. It's been there the whole time.
It's real. He saw it. It's gone now.
It's
And
gone
don't
now.
ever look for it.
Don't like look up like
Yeah. Don't look.
building records or anything. Like
Don't you do it.
don't do it. You don't
Yeah.
know what'll happen.
They took him away.
I won't even try.
It's why
Thank you.
it's why Noah had to leave Erie.
Are we gaslighting Noah right now?
Can we talk
so.
about okay? Can I
Go off, go off.
Okay.
Okay,
Dave,
don't
I know you
go off. Don't go off.
No, Dave, I know you listen to the podcast, so I'm sorry if this is outing you, but it's not because you made it really, really obvious. So the fucking all beans thing in the chat has been the funniest thing.
Oh my gosh.
So for people who aren't in the Discord, there are a couple of things that happen every now and again. In terms of like somebody
Yes,
says
fill
that
me
a
in.
person says a thing and they absolutely never said the thing.
That's not a recurring bit. That just happens to be
It's-
the bit he's talking about right now.
I mean, there have been at least 2 instances.
Continue.
But the current iteration of this is Noah having said "all beans," and that is it, just a thing that Noah says. And
because it started out with Nina saying that was her impression of me showing up late as a superhero, showing up late to a disaster. Like I show up late with Starbucks in my hand and I just say the phrase, which I'm not even going to say now. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what I would say. I'd show up and be like, friggin' heck. That's what I would say. That's all I say. That is my entire vocabulary in 2 words. But no, she wrote the other thing. And now I have to make sure that I never say it. Continue, Dan. I'm sorry.
Or you could just, no, that was basically the whole thing. It's amusing the hell out of me because it's just like, I don't know, it's just funny to me. It's just funny insisting that somebody did or said a thing when they very clearly didn't. And everyone, it wouldn't be funny if people actually thought you had, right? Like if for example, Jackson and I doubled down on the fact that you've definitely said the N-word and people thought we were serious.
We all agreed to not talk about that bit anymore.
Sorry, cut it. That's true.
We all agreed.
Cut it. I apologize. Cut it. I didn't mean.
Don't cut
that. I apologize. Fine. Then don't cut it. I don't fucking care. Point is, it's only funny if everybody knows that nobody is in, like that the phrase hasn't actually been said, that it isn't a normal thing, because then everyone's in on the bit. But I really want someone to end up just like coming into Noah's life and being like, so like, you say all beans a lot, like that's what I want out of life.
See,
that's all I need.
The one thing that I am confident in is that none of my local friends listen to this podcast. I was just thinking about that before we recorded today, like what kind of stories can I get away with telling sometimes? And I realized, literally any of them, because none of my like IRL friends that are anywhere near me listen to the podcast.
It's true. My friends hate me.
I don't think my friends hate me, but
my friends hate me and don't support what I do.
See, since I stopped actively, geez, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Since I stopped working at certain places, I just don't spend almost any time with a good portion of the people that I used to spend a lot of time with. Just because, we were friends, but we were friends who hung out at work, and we just have never made the effort to hang out outside of work, which I'm not going to trash people that do that. I do that.
That's a normal thing.
But when I moved all the way out here, I realized that like my friend group immediately devolved to all y'all on like Discord, because you're the easiest people to get in contact with.
Yeah, and I know that feeling.
Works out for me. But all that to say, luckily, only the people in this Discord and such, and on my Twitter, I guess, know that I'm in a podcast. And of the people on my Twitter that I'm like real life friends with, I guarantee not a single one of them pays attention to the podcast. It is a little comforting.
It is.
And then there's my mom. I guess my mom does listen to the podcast, which throws me for a loop every single time I'm reminded.
You hear that, Noah's mom? Noah doesn't consider you a friend. I do. I consider you a friend.
I'm glad that you're friends with my mom.
I consider your mom cool, but I don't think we're like friends.
I would hang out with your mom.
Jackson is just so crude.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any disillusion. I'm not upset if your mom's like, Jackson's not a close personal friend of mine. Like if I saw your mom in public, I would definitely say hi.
I feel like your mom would want to be close personal friends with everybody, though. Your mom's just a sweetheart.
She has no desire to be close personal friends with people.
That's fair. Just friends with people. I
would definitely say.
Yeah, she's fine with being friends with people, but she has no desire to be close personal friends with people.
That's fair. The more we talk about close personal friends with your mother, the more I want to move on from this conversation.
See?
It's your fault.
Listen, you brought up your mom. I will not be shamed for the actions of my co-host, okay? Oh,
all right.
Shit. So I'm
keep going.
No, never mind. I'm not going to tell that story because I mentioned it on Twitter, and again, it's not long enough for me to actually make a topic out of it. So fuck it.
Wow. Okay, I see. We're not as important as your Twitter feed.
See, not long enough for me to make a topic out of it, but long enough for me to bring it up and start a topic anyway.
I tried to cut it off, and then y'all called me on it.
Because we want to know what you're saying. If you
I appreciate
say half a sentence, I get curious.
Jackson wants to know what I'm saying. Confirmed. Jackson does care. I knew it this whole time.
I want to know what a lot of people are saying, and a lot of those people I don't care about or like.
Fair.
But I still want to know what they're saying just so I can make fun of them.
So fair.
You know what? In that case, since we're not going to talk about what you think is important enough to bring up on Twitter, I'll talk about what I think is important enough to bring up on Twitter.
Okay.
Do it. Go off.
Go off, King.
So on my Twitter, at Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD.
D.
It's not that time yet. Get it at the end.
Oh, no. I'm plugging it early, just in case. I have this long running thread that I've had since like September of last year. That's just, various things that have happened to me at work.
Perchance the 21st night of September?
I don't believe so.
Do you remember the
But anyway.
21st night of September?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was the 3rd of October when I first started making these. But
Your
Yeah, I
hair,
had a
hashtag
guy-
hair talk.
yeah, hashtag hair talk. And it's just the different things that have come up while I'm at the shop. Today, a guy was getting his hair cut, and he's like, hey, so, Noah, do you still live? And he, said the building that I live in. I'm like, yeah. And we had talked about this before, so it wasn't that weird.
He lives there now, but soon he's going to be moving to where I live.
Exactly. But, he's like, all right. And then the conversation stops for a little bit. And then he comes back and he's like, hey, so what's the setup there like? Is it like a 2-bedroom? And I'm like, yeah, 2-bedroom. Because, I said, yeah, I'm there with my roommate. And he's like, well, did you know him beforehand? Or, yada, yada, yada. And then Matt made some joke about how Brock and I share a bedroom and such. Because, Matt's an adult.
Yeah.
And then he's asking me all these questions. So I'm like, my roommate's moving to Africa to become a missionary. Are you looking for somewhere new to live? And he's like, well, my wife and I are having some issues, so I've been low-key looking for somewhere new. And I'm just like, oh, come on. And
That's so good.
I'm just like, and every neuron in my brain just fizzled out for a second because I'm just like, what did I? Oh no. And then before he left, he actually made an effort to be like, so when did you say he was moving out? I'm like, yeah, in November. And he's like, all right, well, yeah, I'll think about it. And I'm like, oh no.
I like that he just assumed that you invited him.
Well, I literally
Wait,
said, what, are you looking for somewhere to live?
That's not an invitation. That's a
Wait,
question.
and is it the guy that owns the place you work at? So is that your boss?
No, this is a totally unrelated individual.
Okay. Gotcha.
I've never met this man outside of work.
Oh, no. So you guys are going to be best friends then, is what I'm hearing.
Pretty much.
I hate it. I hate it so much. So I've been actually. Fuck. Sorry. Hold on 1 second.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I got fucking ants all over my room, and I don't know where the hell they're coming from. It happened last year too. And before somebody says, "Oh, well, have you tried cleaning your room?" Yes, I have. It's just like I don't know what the hell it is about the nice summer weather. All of a sudden, there are ants all over my business.
Well, that's just what inside buildings do during
Could
the
it be that
summer.
you're gross?
It is. It is in fact that I'm gross, and definitely not what Noah said. It's
I
just
knew
that
it.
I'm disgusting.
My room
thought
doesn't have
so.
anything because there's no food garbage in here basically ever. But my
same.
kitchen, on the other hand, had a lot of ants. So
My
I
room
made
doesn't have any because I'm
ant
not
poison.
gross.
I've
Ants don't like
been-
me because I'm not gross.
I've been,
They say
my
that guy's too cool.
problem is that I have a trash can in my room, which sounds like a good thing, except it's
Didn't know you
not.
hung out in your room all the time.
But I
What a
guys
nerd. I'm sorry.
guess I'm very lonely.
That sucks, man.
What was I gonna say? Oh, apartments. So I keep trying to. I've been looking for a new place to live because my lease is up in a month and a half.
Yeah, that would be important.
Yeah, right. And theoretically, I should have done this a month ago, but I didn't have everything together by then. It's actually it's almost exactly a month and a half. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. You guys, living is expensive.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You guys, living is really expensive.
Just change your mind.
You just don't be poor. Buy a house.
Yeah, sell your stocks to make more money.
Yeah, no, it's just because I'm trying to find a place that is outside the city because, just 'cause I'm trying to get out of the inner city so that everyone stops whining about how I'm in a bad area when they come over.
It's not that bad an area, but continue.
Well, I know that, and you know that. But you are not the one that needs convincing.
Yeah, I know who needs convincing.
Yeah, exactly. Although I will say that the house itself is not it's not great. It's fine at best. It's a fine bachelor pad, but it isn't what I would want long term. Anyway,
Pad.
it was just three dudes. Anyway,
yeah, dude, just the
and
boys.
it's just expensive to literally just to live. It's not easy to do. And I don't appreciate that. I'm not asking it to be easy to survive, right? But
I don't
I'd like to live in a
appreciate that.
society where I don't have to
I got some news for you, buddy.
Oh, what's the
You're
news,
already living
Jackson?
in a society.
Oh shit. Things are constantly happening.
No,
It's been a
you know
while.
what to do. You know what to do.
It has not been a while. It's been
You
3
gotta
episodes
stop
max.
all the ghosts that are coming
It's
through.
been 4 weeks. 4 weeks is a very long time, Dan. I don't even remember what I did that long ago.
I don't I mean, to be fair, time has no meaning anymore now that I've now that I've got just a shitload that I'm trying to do on any given day. I spent an entire, I actually called out of, not called out. I requested off some days next week because I thought I had something going on, only to realize yesterday night rather, that it is in literally a month. I had the days of the week, or I had the days of the month right, just was off by an entire month. So that was fun. That was an adventure that I had. But yeah, no, just I'm just bitching because the living is expensive, honestly. And like anywhere that I'm looking at that I would even consider as a place to live is way out of my price range because I don't know if you guys are aware, but I work for very little money because I'm out of college and gotta have that degree.
Be homeless in like a nice neighborhood.
See, but that's the problem is that in a nice neighborhood, the cops tell the homeless people to get the fuck out.
That's true.
Whereas if you're in a bad
cops,
no,
and then use their car as a house.
I feel like cop killing is a bit of a step like in the wrong direction. You know?
Does Pennsylvania have the death penalty?
Probably. I feel like it probably does.
I don't think it does.
Then kill the cops.
I mean, worst case scenario, I go to jail for the rest of my life. You know what they have in jail?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Kill me back? I don't think so. Dead guy.
Interesting.
Pennsylvania is one of the least active states with the death penalty,
but has one of the highest groups of people on death row.
They're just hanging out there.
Apparently.
Damn, get them out.
I'm glad that we both found the same article, except that I read the Google blurb, and you're actually reading the article.
I mean, if by article you mean
the wiki page.
Wikipedia page, yeah.
Yeah.
What is Wikipedia if not a series of articles compiled together to create a great database?
Oh my gosh, there's 149 people on death row, and they're all dudes.
Dude,
and
if there's one thing I've learned from playing a lot of Prison Architect, it is hard to kill somebody in prison legally.
Yeah, only
it's hard to
3 people
legally
have been killed since
very
1976.
Because you can keep appealing for functionally ever.
Basically forever, yeah.
As long as the attorney keeps getting paid.
All of them were under the same governor, and they were within a 4-year period.
That's amazing.
You're telling me
it was May of 95, it was August of 95, and it was July of 99.
The last time people died?
Yeah. The first two people,
there was just
they
like
don't have a
governor
Wikipedia
death?
page, but the last guy has a giant page. He was like, oh my gosh, he was like a serial rapist and murderer who kidnapped and killed people.
And the governor killed him.
The governor killed him.
Good on
you, governor. The governor walked into jail and just shot him.
It took 12 years to kill this man.
What if that's normal?
I mean,
yeah, I know. But
we could have an entire podcast of just bitching about the American prison system.
Hey, what if I told you that for-profit prisons not very good, comrade?
Yeah, man, not a great plan.
State-run prisons designed specifically to not make a profit, but to instead try and ensure a high freedom rate and a low reappearance rate.
Yep.
Good, comrade.
Better. Not great, but better. An objective improvement in just about every way.
What's a great prison, though? Because if you make it too great, then it's not a very good prison at all.
I don't know. I wonder what the highest, like, what's the actual word? Reoffense rate? Prison with lowest reoffense rate. How the hell do you pronounce that? RECIDIVISM.
Ooh, I love that verse. Bars.
Recidivism. The lowest recidivism is the word. Prison with the lowest recidivism. I mean, I should switch it to US because nobody cares what the hell Norway is doing.
Yeah, you're right. They're probably not doing that much.
Except for having a really low incarceration rate. Who would have thought?
Well, isn't there like 10 of them?
Basically.
We got 10 people. Guys, don't do anything bad. They're like, okay.
You know, every time I hear about the phrase for-profit prisons, especially since you just mentioned Prison Architect, Dan, I remember this guy on YouTube called The Spiffing Brit.
I don't like that guy.
You don't?
I don't know who he is, but I don't. There's no way I like a guy who has Brit in his YouTube name.
Well, he's a British guy. He makes a lot of tea jokes and talks about the Queen and stuff like that. But he is real big on video game exploits. Cynical Brit?
Yeah, well, R.I.P.
I was going to say I got bad news about him, but...
That's what I was talking to Jackson about. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't really like his content, but I liked him as a person.
That's fair.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I can 100% back that.
What do you call it? One of the things Spiff does is he plays games exclusively to like exploit them for like weird little things. And one of the things,
weird flex.
Well, no, like, you know, you play Prison Architect, but instead of accepting prisoners, you just turn it into a lumberyard that generates income. And you get like millions of dollars by just making the prison as big as possible, harvesting wood constantly. and then you sell that prison and you open up another prison and you can do anything that you want because you have millions of dollars.
I mean, and hear me out on this. You just give yourself millions of dollars to start with and don't go through all the extra effort.
But
Well, it's just kind of like a funny
the thing
you can do for a video. Because if he was like, hey guys, new YouTube video, I gave myself millions of dollars in Prison Architect, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah, because his whole thing is like cheesing the system to make it do things it's not supposed to. He played...
yeah, he's monetizing it. He's not just doing this for like a casual Tuesday.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. He found an infinite gold glitch in the new Civ game that actually works in multiplayer.
Scary.
Nice.
Yeah, he said that he has reached out to the people about it, by which he means he linked them his video about how he did it.
Amazing.
But yeah, stuff like that. I don't know. I enjoy his content a lot. I think he's really funny. He does this thing where he used to put stock photos in that were very clearly like stock photos because they would have like the watermark and everything. And then Getty Images sued the pants off of him.
That's very funny.
Because the images would be up for more than like a couple seconds at a time, because it would be like a picture of a boss yelling at someone who's drinking tea, like things like that, like the weird stock photos. And he would have that up there and be like, just get out your tea, doesn't matter what the distractions are, and yada, 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 yada. So he ended up, like, he's gone and bought a load of stock photos now.
That's
but to keep his
amazing.
aesthetic, he made his own watermark that he places over them, which
That's
just says
doubly
Spiffco
amazing.
with a little teacup. It's a pretty good time. I love
That's
it a
so
lot.
good.
That does sound pretty good.
Super good.
Almost as good as this week's beer, which is so good.
Ooh,
I don't
the
even have it
late
on me.
burner.
Do you want to know why I don't have it on me?
Because
Why
you
don't you
drank
have
it
it on you?
already.
I drank them all.
I can
There's
respect
none
that.
left. I'm out.
Now, I'm assuming this
It
week's
is-
beer is different than last week's beer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And wait, what was last week's beer again?
I'm going to let you say
I
what this
think
week's
it-
beer is, and I'll tell you if it was different or not.
No, it's got to be different because I just bought it. For
Hell
the
or
first
High
time.
Watermelon?
Yeah, no, it's not that.
Okay, okay.
That was good though. I only had like one left when I did that. This one is actually, I don't know if it's my new favorite beer ever, but it's top 5 easily.
Okay.
It is blueberry lavender tea beer by a
my
company
gosh.
called Wild Ohio. It is incredibly good. It is by a company out of Columbus called Wild Ohio. They specialize in tea beers, which is not a beer made with barley or malt. It's a beer that they make using fruit juice, basically. So it's almost like a wine. It's like a fizzy wine.
Okay.
Actually sounds
It's pretty
dope.
cool. So yeah, no, they're fantastic. But they don't really have like a wine flavor. They have a beer flavor. It's very beery in that it's like, it's I guess malted or yeasted in a similar way. Not to be confused with yeated in a similar way, which would not be very good for the carbonation. I am a huge fan. Blueberry lavender tea beer. It's
I was expecting it to have like
6.5%
a
alcohol.
shorter name than that. And everything that I'm looking up is just like, yeah, blueberry lavender tea beer. No catchy name. It's just blueberry lavender tea beer.
All of their
I respect
products,
that.
to my knowledge, are like blueberry tea beer, peach tea beer. They have like a black cherry, black cherry and
bourbon.
wild berry one, and black cherry bourbon.
Blood orange
and they
tangerine.
have
Just cranberry. I love cranberry.
they have one that's just called like it's something like day something or other, but it's just like a lemonade tea beer. They're really good, and they're not like hard to get, but the company has actually been selling them like so much that they're having a hard time keeping up with the demand.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they are fantastic. I got it at like a liquor store. It's like a couple blocks from my house, and good time.
You know what? We could I think they have few enough Twitter followers. We could leverage our total we could totally leverage our clout.
We have clout. We got clout.
If
how many followers
we
we-
could act like we have clout. I'm gonna
How many followers do we have? Let me check.
far less.
We got 24 followers.
We do.
Wild Ohio.
Why, instead of being able to sign out, did I just get the option to try the new Twitter? That makes me angry.
Just try it, buddy.
The new Twitter's kind of ugly, not gonna lie.
Same?
Are we about to actually try and get a plug?
No, I'm gonna go follow them real quick with the podcast so I can plug them later.
And then
Oh yeah, for sure.
sponsorship.
Listen, we don't deserve a sponsor. I mean, we do, but we really don't.
I believe we have said many times though, we would sell out in a heartbeat for
Oh,
most
free beer,
things.
100%,
For free
110%.
beer? Are you kidding me?
Listen,
Also, because it's not like barley or malt, it's a gluten-free beer, which is kind of neat.
oh, that is actually kind of cool. I mean, no, that's stupid because they haven't sponsored us yet. Pfft, who cares if it's gluten free?
Why are
Yeah,
you
I don't
sinking
even
the
got
ship?
It's very good.
Because they haven't sponsored us yet. They sponsor us, and I
It's
can say all the
delightful.
nice things. It's a very simple
That's
equation, Noah.
That's not how things work.
how would you know? How many sponsorships have you gotten?
I want to say I've gotten.
Noah, please
But-
put your hand here. How many sponsorships have you gotten, Noah?
I honestly think I've gotten sponsored for something in the past, not for me.
Noah,
I'm sorry.
how many sponsorships have... No!
Oh,
No, we have one. audibletrial.com/off the air.
Noah, you have failed me.
He set you up. I was waiting for it.
I
was
set
like,
you up like 6 times.
I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here goes the bit. Here goes. There's the music. The music's swelling up in the background, and then you just didn't.
It was like coach pitch baseball out here.
all right.
was
1, 2,
live
3,
on
4. Here's the music. Here's Audible. Who here likes Audible? I like Audible. Dan, what's one of your favorite things about Audible?
Oh man, I like the fact that I can actually like swap between like 4 different devices and it'll save where I am in the book. That
See?
actually is something that I keep doing lately.
That's an incredibly good thing to know about.
Yeah, I am a huge fan. He says, having not listened to a
So
book
mad.
in a
I'm
little while.
still so mad at Noah right
No,
now.
you should be. You should be super mad at Noah. You should be absolutely angry at Noah.
I tried so
But
hard.
you know what'll make you less angry at Noah?
What?
A good old-fashioned book.
Audiobooks.
A good old-fashioned audiobook. Sit down, find someone you find a voice you like really soothing, you know? Find a book topic that you're interested in. Give it a listen.
I've been reading Crime and Punishment
Ooh, solid
recently.
choice.
Don't probably listen to it as an audiobook because there's a lot of like Russian names and you'll probably get confused and it's also probably 40 hours. But it's pretty good. It's a fun story.
40 hours, that's one work week.
1 work week. But you can just
Man.
listen to Crime and Punishment on Audible.
Man, I need a job that lets me just listen to audiobooks at work again. God damn, I miss that. But yeah, go if you wanna go listen to some audiobooks, you can audiobooks. Yep, Audible audiobooks. Check us out at audibletrial.com/off the air. You get I think it's a free 30 days, right? Isn't that how it works?
Sure.
Free book token.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since I've been here to plug it, and by a little
Sounds
while I
right.
mean a week. It's been a whole week.
Been a whole week.
We actually haven't plugged it in like 2 weeks, so
Damn, bring
I
it
know.
back, old
we're,
school.
We're really bad at plugging our one and only beloved sponsor, Audible.
I'm sorry, do you mean audibletrial.com/off the air?
I'm just bad at plugs today. I
Let's
apologize,
see if we
Audible.
can't change the link to audibletrial.com/Dan and Jackson.
I
Noah's lost
probably
the
could.
sponsorship.
Can we create a rival podcast that's just Dan and Jackson?
Honestly, no.
That's fair. That's a lot of work. That's so much work. There's no way.
Noah does the heavy lifting, and I feel like we would just argue the whole time.
I mean, it would be some good arguments though.
Not
Would it?
really.
I don't think it would. Like, I don't want to just like crap on YouTube,
you're
but
right,
I
Noah.
don't think it would be good.
I think if we both went into it with like opposing viewpoints, like predetermined, I think it could be good.
That's what you do now.
No, because usually we find an opposing viewpoint in like the middle of whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
Whereas I
I
think
also
that
just hate arguing.
that's fair. Could have fooled me,
I
but
just
that's
like
fair.
I just like cyberbullying. And
There it is. That makes more
and I feel
sense.
like when I cyberbully people, they think I'm trying to argue with them, but in reality, I'm just being mean. They're like, man, like I just love when people like try and come back and you're like, you don't gotta say it. Like I'm not trying to like figure anything out. I'm just being mean to you.
I'm just being a dick.
One of my coworkers the other day, what did she say? I made some joke about like she was like, oh, what's your favorite kind of mixed drink? I'm like, out the bottle. And then she said something and it ended up she made a quote along the lines of, you know, we're all damaged and you know we're all broken in our own ways. And I was like, all right, hot topic. You got anything else to churn out for me? And then you know. Hilarity ensued. I'm like, I don't really want to discuss why I just said what I said. I said it to be mean to you.
I said it with no effort.
Yeah, I just am being a bad person. It's what I do.
It
But
defines who I am.
I just do it so charmingly.
I mean, I'm glad you think so. I hope our audience
Yeah,
thinks so.
I don't. They don't. They hate me.
I
Don't
don't
worry,
think
it's
that's
okay.
true. But
Thanks, Noah.
I guess before I let you guys dig this podcast into a bigger hole, or before I forget
thank you,
even
please do.
harder about our sponsible. Our
Okay,
sponsor,
Dan,
audibletrial.com
let's wrap
/off
this
the
one
air.
up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up. Wow, you know what really angers me?
Edge, whenever you get a
really-
chance, can you please get us or Emma or Nina, whichever of you get time, can you give me some good sponsible memes?
Edge.
responsible
Also,
audible.
Edge. Can I get you to
Responsible audio.
Can I get you to just look at a Can I get you to just look at like an image?
See, I feel like you're making fun of my speech pattern and my ridiculously intense stutter.
No. Edge, I need you to take a few moments and look at an image of Minchino from Pokemon. Very cute. Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackson.
Just
Very
Edge.
cool.
Nobody else do that.
Oh,
If the
dang,
rest
I'm
of you
looking
look,
it up
we'll know.
right now.
We'll know. We need that.
Yeah,
See,
I'll know. And I'll be mad.
now,
I'm already mad at Noah, so he can't dig himself any further. He might as well go all out.
Ooh, man.
So yeah, we
That's a
got our
big-
sponsor Audible at audibletrial.com/offtheair.
I'm sorry, I
Off
think
the
you mean
air-
/ off the air.
It's true. What if they backslash?
Off
Yeah.
the air can be found in many other places though too, such as
Don't think
facebook.com
Noah's done with us.
/ OTA podcast, twitter.com/theofftheair, and
I've never heard him
patreon.com
sound so defeated.
/ off
Can we
the air.
rebrand to Oda instead of OTA? Can we just call ourselves Oda?
I'd rather not.
I would also rather
then-
not.
And then can I get an image of it's Photoshop to it's Oda, but it's just Yoda wearing Noah's signature black like Dickies long sleeve with a red shirt underneath. Can I get
Wow,
that?
way to come directly at his style like that.
That's what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, it's also in
course
his
it is.
profile picture. That's the Noah look. And
It's
I want
even in the
Oda.
meme picture that Nina made of me, so I got no room to talk.
Yeah, no, I want Oda, our mascot, to be Yoda, but just wearing what Noah wears.
And if you want to hear
hit-
more thoughts like that, you can find Jackson online and ask him for them. Jackson, where can they find you?
We probably can't get Yoda as a mascot, huh?
We
Probably
definitely
not.
can't.
Do you think
Well-
they might let us if we made him white, like white Yoda? And have you guys
Oh,
seen that image? It's
no.
very have you guys seen white Yoda? It's very scary. No, I'll put white Yoda on the screen, and not the strain of marijuana.
I hate this. Jackson, where can they find you? While Noah's trying to find this image.
Just
Oh, I found it. Don't
don't
worry.
find me, guys. Just find white Yoda. If not, he'll find you. You want to make sure you keep your eyes on him. Dan, where can they find you?
They can find me at twitter.com/Jacksonium with 2 M's.
With white Yoda? Mm-hmm. Isn't it very unsettling?
It's incredibly unsettling.
Not a
I hate
fan.
it, yeah.
I'm gonna be real
It's
with you.
it's just old. It's just old man Yoda.
Nope, don't like it.
When he's not green, he just looks like a grandpa.
I mean,
Like, he's
same.
like the-
Ah,
no,
Yeah.
not the same. But do you think that the white Yoda be our mascot?
I don't think they would. I feel like
Do you
that's
think Star
still
Wars
copyright
knows about
Frank
White Yoda?
Oz. Star Wars knows. Star Wars
Do you think
definitely
George
knows.
Lucas knows?
George Lucas doesn't get a say anymore. They kicked him
Yeah,
out,
but do you think
remember?
he knows? I don't care what he thinks, but do you think he knows about white Yoda?
I hope he knows. He should know.
I
find me-
hope he knows.
You can find me on most social media sites as Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. I never talk about White Yoda, so you never have to
not
worry
yet.
about it.
I'm gonna hack Noah's Twitter.
You tell me. You think we can't get Oda to be our mascot? You think we can't just be white Yoda in Noah's outfit?
I like that it. No, you know what? I'm done with this. Noah, shut the whole thing down. Shut us down. Get us out of here.
You can
just
review
got a
us
lot of-
on Apple. It would be great if you did. Apple
I've never heard Noah
Podcasts.
sound so defeated.
I'm just so sad right now. My energy has just disappeared.
You've never heard him sound so sad.
He's like Drake. He's got a lot of people trying to drain him of his energy.
Out of 5 reviews, we've gotten 5 stars on all of them, but only 4 people have said anything. So if you want to be read
Thank
out
you,
on a
random fifth
podcast,
person.
like this moron here who said, "It's great. I fully endorse this podcast." If you want to be read
Who
out
said
loud
that?
like that idiot, who even knows? Some moron,
nerd.
probably.
Probably
What a
Oda.
nerd.
Yeah,
think
it was Oda.
It was white Yoda.
So yeah. Oh, what a day. Yeah, thanks guys for listening.
Good night,
I don't
everybody.
even know what to say.
Is it the end?
That's the end.
Definitely the end, fam.